Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Jey.
I'm Meka.
Welcome to our channel. We are doing Season 7, Episode 1 of Love During Lockup. So appreciate you joining. Give us a like, comment, subscribe. And so where you want to start? You want to start with Monique?
First, I'm excited because it's our first time doing Love During Lockup.
Yeah, this is our
We've
first
never
time
done
doing
a Love During Lockup, so that we knew to this one. But
it. Get to be judgmental off top.
yeah. Yeah. Well, in
Yeah.
some cases, right? Because the person that we're going to start with, of course, is...
Yes. So actually, before we get into the couples, there's 6 couples.
Yeah.
They gave us 4 in this
So
episode.
far, right?
No, it's 6 total,
okay.
but or at least from what we can see, but they gave us 4 this episode. So
Okay.
All right, so let's start with the return of Monique, and she has Titus. What are your thoughts on these two?
I don't know. It's kind of sad because I went back and watched it again, and like I just caught some of the things she was saying. One of the key things that she said is she just wants to be loved, and I'm like, clearly, because you were already on one season of, was it Love After Lockup? I believe that was a season that she...
I think she was on all of them.
Okay.
Before.
And that did not work out very well. And it's almost like the definition of insanity. I feel like you're going right back into doing the same exact thing again and expecting a different outcome. Sometimes you get lucky and things are different, but a lot of these teachers, a lot of times they're not. So you have to make that change or whatever. So it's kind of, it was a little bit sad to see. I'm glad to see her on here. She said she lost a little bit of weight,
She said she lost 100 pounds, but I'm going to save all my stuff for one point. I'm going to give a disclaimer before I talk, so you go ahead.
But no, I will say that she does seem like a sweet person. I just want her to find somebody out of jail. That's really what it boils down to for me. Titus, I believe he has a kidnapping charge on his record, and she tried to kind of explain that away by saying they'll hit anybody with that. It could be just...
They will.
And that is a fact, Yeah, they don't really say a whole lot about him. What she does like about him is that he's taller. She was like, kings are the devil, is what she said.
What the other dude's name was? Derek, was it?
I believe so. Derek was really, short in comparison to her. I don't really know his exact height. He did look quite short, but this guy's like 6'3". So, physique-wise, I guess it's a better fit, as far as him being taller. Please ignore his face, okay? But, yeah, they basically just introduced Titus in their relationship. There was a point where Titus had his homeboy go over there.
His cousin.
Oh, that was his cousin. Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, he seemed like a cool dude or whatever, but he was there to install a bunch of cameras all over her house. I don't know if that was per her request or his. I believe it was
probably
his
him
request.
because she had moved. Remember, she had moved.
Yeah. Oh, and that's a whole nother thing. She moved from where she was from all the way to... Where are they at right now? Going into Chicago? Did she move from Chicago?
I think she moved from Chicago. I forgot what it was. And
that was for him. And she said she's able to do that because she's a content creator and she makes her money wherever she lives. So that, I don't know if that was the wisest choice regardless of the reasons, but she also did that. But yeah, the cousin went over there. He was nice to her. You know what I'm saying? But there was a point where Titus happened to call while he was over there, and he told Titus, or Titus told his cousin, can you step out and he talk to you? And basically he would just like ask the cousin, like, so how is she? Is she cool people? Because the crazy thing about this is Monique, just like with the other guy, she has not gone by the prison to see him, and he still has a year and some change to do in prison. So the cousin was like, I mean, when are you planning on going to see him?
Right.
And she's like saying that she's not comfortable in the environment because of, I guess, people being ex-cons and whatnot. And he's like, well, you're with one, so get used to it. And you're in the presence of one right now because the cousin was like, he just got out. So that was pretty much that. What do you What do you think about that whole situation?
She sets herself up for her own failure. A couple of reasons. One, she already knows from being on the show before she had a certain level of notoriety. And I'm not going to sit, we're not going to sit here and look, yeah, she said she lost 100 pounds. Good for her. I did not see where she lost it, but that's a whole nother thing. She should be self-aware enough to know that maybe these people are talk to you for different reasons, especially now that you have this notoriety from being on the show. That's one. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, I think, her self-consciousness is why she doesn't go up to the prisons and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I think she's not ashamed of herself. But
I don't think
it's that. But it has to be something more to it, I'm guessing.
You think so? Than what she
for
said?
her, than what she said. Because, I mean, even if you have other confidence, you still have you still have insecurities regardless. And maybe that whole thing of, you know, maybe she feels that she goes and sees them face to face while they're in there, you know, it gives them time to kind of second guess and just kind of, who knows, maybe she's had that habit to it before. But there's more to it than just, I don't know. No, you know what I'm saying? But I don't.
Well, they FaceTime.
The FaceTime, and
he requests her to show him her body in various ways, so he's seen her fully.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm saying her insecurities with her. That's still a barrier. You know what I mean? But whatever. I think, you know, she sets herself up for this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yes, love comes in a lot of different forms and things like that. But I think she gets with people that are going to use her for what they can use her for, and then that's that. But hopefully this is a different route, and you never know. It just might be. You know, everybody is not, you know,
there's as
shallow. Yeah. And I can be very shallow at times too. So everybody's not as shallow as me. Me personally, I just think she sets herself up for failure. But we'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's hop over to our next couple. Let's go here. Let's talk about Kayleigh and Michael. So now, mind you, these two she's
37.
37.
Right? And he's 3 years younger than her.
He's 3 years. No, she's 36 and he's 33.
Okay.
Now, if you look at these pictures, he clearly looks like he's probably about 22. I would say 23.
He looks like he's in his 20s.
And she looks like you just flipped them numbers around, because she looks like a good 51 or so. This is the thing with her.
51.
43.
Okay.
All right. So, but like this is kind of wild that, you know, they look that different. But
they went to high school together. Yeah.
He is her fourth husband, and per her words, she's had 4 husbands and 3 or 4 babies daddy. She's not sure. Yep, she definitely said that.
Oh wow.
You know, he's been in there a while. I can't remember how long they said, but he's been in there for a little while.
I think they could only name one time he was out of prison outside of high school. It was when he was 19.
Yeah.
If I remember that conversation right.
He's been in there a majority of his life for weapons and drugs, essentially. Been much about fentanyl, I believe specifically, was his charge. Their thing just seemed kind of, you know, the biggest thing with them is that she has finances. She said that she spent about $42,000 on them so far while being in there, which seems like, well, I mean, that is a lot. But towards the end of the episode, you find out he says he's very fiscally responsible. His mother tells him that he has $15,000 in his account that Kayleigh has access to, that he has his mother watch it so that she don't overspend.
Oh, I didn't realize she had access to it. Okay.
So, and that's the whole thing. So there's something going on with the finances. Either it's him or it's her. One of the two. Something that I think there's some minutia that they're not clearing up. Obviously, it's the first episode.
Right.
But there's something going on there with the finances. But other than that, it seemed pretty cool. Found out that she had, like, you know, body surgery to kind of, you know, give herself some hips and, you know, fix the yams and everything up for him. But that's about it. You know, it's just her kids, her mom, and he's in there. So Yeah, anything you really want to add? I guess they'll kind of flesh them out more. They'll all get fleshed out more.
I find it interesting. We haven't seen Monique's family, but we saw Kayleigh's family and another person that we're going to talk about. In both of those situations, the moms had a history of doing some of the same stuff,
Yeah.
But the moms are almost kind of judging the doctors when they almost kind of gave them the blueprint to do this stuff anyway. So it's a little weird. You can tell there's some tension between Kayleigh in particular and her mother. She flat out says her mother was not a good mother.
Yeah.
And she was not available and all this other stuff. So I'm interested to, get to know so far some of these people. So yeah.
Yeah. Same here. So give me one of those plugs over there. I'm gonna take this part out.
I'm gonna give you this one because this is I feel like this one does not work. That's why Charlie had it on the floor or something. Okay.
All right. So on to the next one. And actually, speaking back to the Monique thing, I think her family would see them in like the next episode because they showed something about that happened in the restaurant. I believe that's the next episode we see them next. And we've seen various parts of her family in the past also. So, all right, let's jump over to Emily and Justin. So, I want to talk about these two. She's a whore.
Hey, and let's keep this in mind. We're only calling her what she calls herself. She flat out said she is, and I'm gonna use the word, she's a hooker.
Yeah. So there you go.
I can't hear nothing about that in the comments, but go ahead.
So Emily, she's a mother of one, and Justin, in jail.
We don't know what.
Half of the cast you will find, surprisingly, is in jail. But. Yeah. So, but he's in there. So she works at a brothel, and she lives on the East Coast. Yeah. She travels to the West Coast. It looks, at least from what it seems like, the Nevada area.
Yeah.
And she works at the brothel.
It's legal there.
It's legal.
At least on the outskirts.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Justin says that he is okay with it, and he's not. He's going through it, and
he's stressed, and it's by his own doing. Just kind of like what you said, Monique. Like, you putting yourself in these situations, you know that this is not good for you. You don't want this, but yet you are doing it. He wants her, but he doesn't want her as she is. And right now, she is a prostitute. And she, what I will say about her, she's very honest about it. She said she told him about that, I think their second conversation. So she let him know right away. Somehow from that, they developed into something a little more serious. And now he's like, I don't want you doing that no more. And he keeps talking to her about it. And she's like, this is how I make my money. She says something like she could make like 10 to 20K in like a weekend or something like that, or a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, I looked at the screen like, dang, that's a lot of money, for a single mom too. And like, I know people say she could probably go and work at Walmart or something like that, but I don't know. I was like, I just kind of feel like he met her like that. And unless if he's talking about also chipping in and helping to support her, she kind of doing what she has to do. People might not agree with what she's doing.
That probably sounds good to him that she's doing that, because hopefully he's not getting none while she's in there. So that probably does seem rather appealing to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, but let's be realistic. You have to have a certain amount of mental fortitude and just, there's people in that industry that's obviously married and have kids, all sorts of stuff. So it's not like it's, not possible. But
it's a special type of person.
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, I think
as a couple.
The mention also, I think whilst locked up, it's probably very easy to get infatuated with people on the outside, and then just like on both sides of things, it all becomes real once it gets to that certain point and the person's out. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you going to be in this relationship? Is this relationship on one type of thing? But anyway, so she's doing all that. She's doing her little whorisms, and she finds out that Justin's not going to be getting out for another year, I believe he said, because he was on a violation. She thought he was getting out that day. She thought he was getting out. He had to hit her with, "Yo, you'll see me next September." he's not going to be getting out. So he just has to kind of deal with the fact of whatever. So we're going to see what goes on with them. I mean, truth be told, she might just, that's a long time to wait.
Yeah.
But, you know, who knows? That's all that happened. I mean,
You're right. We got to see
they showed us the brothel,
work.
and all the girls in there look shot also. So that was pretty much
the was unappealing. It did.
I mean, how much appeal do you really?
I mean, I get it, but I mean, yeah, I don't know what I was expecting.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's their story.
Y'all don't mind me? I'm just talking records a little bit. So let's hop over here, and I'm gonna let you take over because yeah.
Yeah, so this is Momo. Momo, his name is Damon, correct? Damon. But he goes by Momo. She calls him Momo, so we don't call him Momo.
I ain't calling him.
He not gonna call him Momo. I'm gonna call him Momo. And her name is Goddess, named by her mother. She named her Goddess. He calls her Gigi. So this episode shows her, I don't know, she's trying on clothes or whatever, and the mom is there with her mother, and her mom is like basically questioning their relationship. She's like, you know, how do you know he's gonna be committed to you when he get out? They tell you anything. We all know, we watch these shows, we see what happens when people get out, right? The mom is kind of giving her a rundown. The reason why she's giving her that rundown is because she happens to have a past of dating multiple men that were in prison, including Gigi's father.
Yeah.
So I think the craziest thing about that whole scene is how young her mom looked and how much they looked alike. Like, they looked like sisters. They did not look like mother and daughter. They didn't even really talk like mother and daughter, to be quite honest with you. But while she's in there, he gives her a call. And it wasn't really much that happened on that.
No, the biggest thing that happened with them was outside of the part that, you know, she wanted him to talk to her, the father of her daughter, because she has a daughter. And he wasn't necessarily willing to on the phone, just like an introduction, nothing serious. It's just, you know, hey, you're going to be getting out. This is what's going on. And, you know, she's there with her baby's father and the baby's father's father, so the grandfather.
The grandfather, yeah.
And even he said, he was like, yo, if a guy, if somebody's serious about being with you, and, you know, an introduction can be had, even a cordial one. If somebody avoids that, there's usually something hiding, which is a fact. I mean, that's one thing I've always...
And it's because kids are involved. She has children with...
but I mean, even outside of that, though, but even outside of the kids, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what would be the reason for them to meet if they didn't have kids?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, just in general. Usually, it usually always is a kid, but maybe there's some scenario where, you know, it happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be a medical. It could be like, why did I get married? Like, when the dude was sick. So, you know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it could be something.
People who avoid those interactions usually have reasons for that.
Something that,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that was even the father's request. That was the grandpa's request.
Yeah.
That wasn't the baby father. The grandpa seems to be pretty fond of Gigi. Like, he likes her, you know, as, you know, the mother of his grandchildren or whatever. But yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I guess we did come to find out that there was something he was hiding. So let you go with that.
He kind of touches on it very, very briefly that we did not mention, he has 4 baby moms.
Yes.
4 baby mothers. One of these baby mothers in particular, we don't know about the other ones, but one in particular they showed, and apparently he's still messing with her. And that is the mother of his daughter. So Gigi don't know about this. She thinks she's the only one. She's basically saying that he loves her down and he loves her so much. And yeah, so this is going to be a problem. It's definitely a love triangle happening. So that's going to be interesting to see, because one thing that Gigi said, she said she's infatuated with him, like fatal attraction type thing. That's what she said. And like, I don't know how she's going to handle that.
Yeah, I mean, they knew each other before he went in. Briefly, so
yeah,
they haven't like had any physical interaction or nothing. So she's, you know, looking forward to the idea. So I mean, I guess we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, so that's the first love triangle there. So I mean, that was pretty much the episode, you know. So again, we met Monique and Titus. Man, we're gonna see, because he said something like the wild at the end of their segment. He said something like, I can't remember. He's like, yeah, because if a person, if you cross my trust, that's it. He said something wild. I was like, oh, that's why you're in there. We just talked about Bonita, Goddess, and Demand, or whatever the dude's name is, and their love triangle. We talked about these two and just them having their financial issues and whatnot. And this one is clearly an issue of occupation.
Right.
So we're going to see how these things work out. I'm pretty sure next week they'll introduce one, if not both, of the other couples, and probably one or two of these will take a back seat. But so far for the first episode, some cool little collective, and look forward to see where they go from here and whatnot. So
early predictions, I don't think none of these people are making it.
I don't think Emily and Justin are going to make it far at all.
I don't think they're going to make it because I don't know how to say this. You say it, name. It's like they don't go together. I think that's going to be an issue. I do think that's going to be an issue. And I think the finances is going to be an issue.
Who, Emily and Justin?
Yes.
Oh, are you talking about the job?
I'm talking about the finances and... Oh, wait, no.
You're looking at the wrong
I'm looking at the wrong people.
They're right
My
on
bad.
the screen.
Well, no, I don't think they're going to make it. You're right. Listen, like I said again, I don't think none of them are going to make it.
She talked about these two, y'all. She looking at the pictures at the bottom that are on the screen.
Yeah, well, anyway. Yeah. I don't think they're going to make it.
I don't think so.
Actually.
I don't think so. And so hopefully...
The sad thing about it is I think they might have a better chance out of the other three couples, because I see major problems. At least the issue that we see with them, he already knows about aesthetics and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that didn't work out good for last time, though. So, But anyways, y'all, this is episode 1. We don't want to hold you too much longer, but hey, give us a like, up, and subscribe. Check us out this season, and
don't forget to hit the notification bell.
All right, we're out.
All right.